Hello, everyone, and welcome to this audio podcast. This audio podcast is part of a Labostix article. This audio podcast is part of a Helm and Raid. This audio podcast is part of a Mayhem Trooper, and this audio podcast as part of a Storm Labostix production. In this audio podcast, overview in regard to the analysis and findings as part of peer-reviewed published works from 2015. The previous in part of the previous audio podcast, a description. There was a description in regard to the varying the sort of six the six sort of the six the six sort of phases involved in the analysis approach, and in this sort of peer in around this peer reviewed and published works. The investigators had and implemented had implemented a thematic approach linked to the analysis. The peer-reviewed and published works has an overview in regard to the phases involved in thematic analysis, and there is published works from authors in sort of retrospectively in around 2006, which sort of outlines varying sort of approaches to qualitative based research, and the authors from this peer-reviewed and published works in 2015 sort of look to sought to utilize works works around qualitative research or qualitative works from authors in 2006, in around 2006, which helped form a guide in regard to the analysis. So thematic analysis sort of provides a sort of a flexible useful analysis approach, which can potentially provide a rich and detailed yet complex account of data. And again, one of the main sort of overviews in the peer-reviewed published works highlights or summarizes the phases involved in thematic analysis. At the same time, software was utilized to analyze to sort of code and analyze data. In around this works and the findings there were the finding and in around the findings of this in this works, there were 11 themes that emerged through and following thematic analysis. So the first being anticipating a challenging scenario. So young people try to anticipate a challenge scenario by implementing different strategies. One young person stated they tried to find out everything before anticipating a challenging scenario. Another young person said, I like going for a big and long walk. This helps me anticipate challenging scenarios. A challenging scenario. One participant informs one participant informs that yoga helps calm the mind. Another young participant said, if I couldn't do something, I'd probably just try a different way of doing it, and then if I still couldn't do it, I'd just ask someone to help me. one young person mentioned, I speak to parents, but like if it's a problem at school, I'll go to see the teachers there. In one young person mentioned, I think as long as I've got somebody to tell me that it's going to be all right, as long as I've got somebody to tell me that it's going to be all right. And then another young person said, I just cope really. In another comment was, yeah, I probably ask the teacher for more time where schoolwork can be an issue. A comment, and this was where another comment was um, where a parent and guardian on behalf of one of the young people commented, and where they said, she communicates with me, my other half, or grandmother or grandfather, and I talk to, and another comment was, I talk to a nurse or my consultant, or just talk to my mother. And so in around the theme, sort of a second theme around this was close relationships. So all subjects, all participants had someone close with whom to communicate when coping was difficult. One young person said probably one young person said probably just my parents really, whilst another said parents, a mum, a mother, and where this participant said she'll refer, she will, or she will, that is when a young person referring to a mother will give me her sympathy. One young person said, I often like call them around here, referring to the um, dialysis nursing staff. One 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 mentioned that I talked to my mother, I talked to my mother or my grandmother, and I another comment was, yeah, I normally talk to my mother about it, or sometimes my father. Young one young A young participant from one of the young participants from from the second from the young healthy cohort also had informed similar insights around communication, where one informed that close friends, sister and brother, close friends, sister and brother. Another participant said my mother. Another participant said, another said uh, another participant, where the parent or guardian on behalf of the participant had informed she's like referring to their daughter, had informed she's like best friends with the receptionist, uh, and in around the theme regarding coping strategies, some of the main coping strategies identified from responses provided in interviews with participants with CKD included lying down, and sleep. One young person said, yeah, I don't tend to get annoyed and stuff. I don't tend to get annoyed and stuff. I just accept that I can't do it and ask someone for help. Another said, I kept calm about it. Whilst another said, I just tend to try and relax. I usually try and listen to some music lying down, listen to some music lying down, and where a second participant in this cohort has said listening to music. Another participant said, I just forget it and just say, for example, where this participant felt like screaming, owing to the kinds of challenges that sort of come that tend to be in front of that tend to be a part of that person's life. Another participant said, "Yeah, I put it to the side and don't think about it because it just worries me." One young person mentioned that sometimes if I am bad enough, or if I am bad enough, I would just go to sleep and then feel better when I wake up. In comparison, participants in cohort 2, these young people appear to implement a combination of both problem-focused coping and emotion-focused coping. One comment was put it to the side. Another young person spoke of walking long distances. Another mentioned squeezing stress balls. And more comments from young people in cohort 2 included for example, I'll smoke. And another participant said, get angry at everybody. Another participant said, that they would go for a jog. The young people in both cohorts displayed a range of coping strategies that surround, again, sort of emotion-focused and active style approaches. In around the theme, demonstrating resilience. So resilience seems to play a large role in young lives. One young person said, if it's a problem at school, I'll go and see the teachers. I'll go and see the teachers there. One of the participants says, whilst another participant said informed a very an important sort of an important point, that they still that they said that they still got to do their homework, for example, and take appropriate treatments. Because you're not ill enough to say, oh, I can't do it, but you're not well enough to be able to do it properly. And so another participant informed provide another participant informed provided a sort of a school and homework example, informing, yeah, I'd probably ask the teacher for more time. And another comment was, again, on behalf of the young person, where a parent or guardian had said she hardly ever complains of pain. Hardly ever complains of pain. That's when we know she is in pain, and it's bad when she says she's in pain, because she never complains usually. She has a very high pain threshold. So now in around a theme around physical activity. So demonstrating involvement in physical activity is an important strategy. One young person says, I'm not great at sport, but I enjoy it. Another said, I'm not that much of a sporty person. Another comment was again, the parent or the guardian, on behalf of the young person, said, informed, she's done abseiling, canoeing, and everything. And being Another comment was, being active is important. And one young person said, I just play football with friends and stuff. Another comment was, I think any activities can sort of take a sort of a mind off it being sort of health related concerns. Another comment was sort of football and running, and and another comment was I like swimming as well, but I can't go swimming, another comment is was making decisions. So making decisions, young people have various people who can support them in decision making. One young person said, "I usually talk to my mates." Another mentioned my parents about most things. Another participant said, depending on the type of decision to be made, one said probably just make my just probably just my parents really, and a group of three friends. And another participant said, informed, we are again on behalf of the young person, the parent and the guardian, had said, we're in the process of getting her moved to a special needs school because there's no um, a special needs school because there's just no understanding on her learning disability, on the learning disability side of things, or on in around renal failure. And the participant, another participant said that they talk to the nurse, talk to a nurse or a consultant, or just to their mother. In around the pastimes, the theme around pastimes, one young person from cohort two informed attending the youth club allowed them to change their group of friends, and this was quite important because this can help gain more gain help this can help gain more perspectives. One young person said attending the youth club helps to communicate with someone when making decisions, and when something is difficult. Another participant informed young informed that I like kind of drawing and reading. I like model building. I like model building actually. And informed of astronomy. Another participant said football and FIFA. Another participant said I like playing football. I like doing lots of sports and stuff. Another participant said I did like running, but I can't do that now. And another participant said when yeah, again the participant on behalf of the young person, or the young person, and where this parent or guardian on behalf of the young person has said when it's sunny and other kids come around, we've got a they have they had a trampoline in their back garden. And in around another comment was by another comment by participant, I like playing football. In around the theme around peer pressure, in around the in around cohort two, young people from young people. So sorry, as in regard to young people from the cohort one, the CKD cohort, they did not really report experience of peer pressure. All young people are all reporting having sort of a tight group of friends they can talk to and enjoy time with. So, for example, I can usually talk to my mates where one participant informed another participant probably just my parents really. Another participant informed a group of three friends, and another participant informed or talked to one of the nurses or my consultant, or just to my or just talk with my mother. And uh, yeah, and in regard to the theme around relaxation and relief, a range of comments related to a range of comments and related to relaxation and relief. One young person said the youth club as a place where young people are able to relax and relieve any tensions. Another said the youth club is where young people are very much welcomed, empathizing with our direct situation and circumstances. Another participant informed one young person said, "If I think of a story and I write it down, just whatever comes out, it usually helps me." And another participant informed to relax. Young people said, "I usually try and listen to some music, lying down and listening to some music." And another participant said, "I'm being calm and just lying down, and also counting to 10 or breathing." Another participant informed another participant the parent or the guardian on behalf of the young person informed she is independent. So she quite happily just go off and play in her room, in her room in around in around the theme around stress triggers, around stress triggers. All participants spoke about different stress triggers. Some comments include exams. Exams are a cause of a trigger for stresses. Other comments including arguing with my mother. Another participant informed of people telling me what to do. Another participant informed that the young where sorry another aspect is that the young people here indicated there were a variety of causes in around stress. One participant identified that if I have difficulty doing certain tasks, for example, homework or some home chores, I find that this can cause stress. And related to clinical scenario, one young person informed, well, if my creatinine goes up, it can be kind of like stressful then. Another schoolwork in around this theme, schoolwork have been an obvious stressor. One young person said keeping on revision is hard. It's just another thing that you've got to deal with on top of everything else. And another participant said, I was like in hospital for a load of time, so I missed a loads of education. And another participant said, I think mixing again this participant on behalf of this parent or guardian on behalf of the young person said, I think mixing with her learning disabilities as well, she does have time off school, and she's in a mainstream school at the present, and sometimes she's not aware of different things. She's not aware of the full consequences. Um, and in around another participant said, I've missed quite a bit of school. When I first got diagnosed, I missed nearly all of year three. This young person elaborated, I've missed days and weeks with my illness coming into hospital, and just that builds up because then I had my GCSEs. So in around sort of one of the sort of final themes in around this works. One of the final themes being one of the final themes, worst case scenario. worst case scenario or on the extreme. So a number of participants in both cohorts spoke of escaping from a situation when it became too extreme. So, for example, one of the participants informed being the big man and walk away. Another participant said informed, I'll just try and distract myself, I suppose. Another participant said I just leave the situation. Another participant said uh, another aspect part of this theme was that the young people, the healthy young cohort or people talked about removing themselves from the situation. However, many of the young people in cohort one utilized strategies to emotionally remove themselves. So, for examples, one participant informed. I often like call them around here again, referring to the dialysis staff on the within the hospital. One participant informed, I just forget it and just again where this participant just where this participant felt that in extreme cases, in an extreme sort of scenario, that they would feel like screaming. And another participant had said, I manage well in difficult situations, but then when it does build up, I get upset about it. That draws this audio podcast to a close. This audio podcast as part of a Labostix article. This audio podcast as part of a Helm raid. This audio podcast as part of a Mayhem Trooper. And this audio podcast as part of a Storm Labostix production.